What's up, my comic comrades? Zur-En-Arrh Batman, Bruce Wayne's unhinged alter ego, has been back in the spotlight recently, playing a big role in Chip Zdarsky's current Batman run. In fact, it was recently revealed that the Joker has always known about Zur, further expanding the mythology of the Zur side of Bruce's mind. But before you can fully appreciate the current story being told by Zdarsky, it's best to know the origin of Zur-En-Arrh Batman, so that's exactly what we're here to do. There's actually been two different takes on this version of Batman, and we're gonna give you both of them. Also, in the second half of this episode, we'll bring you up to speed on the latest story developments around Zur in Batman 141. So, let's get to it. Alright, so the very first time Zur-En-Arrh appeared was in Batman 113 in February of 1958, created by Franz Herren and Dick Sprang. In the issue, we get the story called Batman, the Superman of Planet X. The story begins with Batman going for a solo ride in his Batplane as Dick Grayson is fast asleep, even though it feels wrong for him to go without Robin. Once in the Batplane, he says, "Where am I going and why? Everything seems so vague. Something is wrong. What's happening to me? My head's spinning. Where am I? I'm no longer in the Batplane," as we see Batman was transported somewhere with a voice saying, "Welcome, Batman, to the planet Zur-En-Arrh. I have mastered your language so we may talk," as Batman sees the being saying this to him is someone who looks similar to him, but in a way more bizarre looking costume. Batman responds, "The planet Zur-En-Arrh." And this weird looking Batman copycat says, "Yes, located in a star system far from yours. I doubt if your astronomers know of our existence. I brought you here by teleportation, bodily transmission through space. My world needs you," Batman says, "but that costume you wear, you look like a futuristic version of me." I love how in the 50s, looking like a clown version of Batman with all these colors that don't match was considered futuristic. Anyway, this other Batman responds saying, "True, and that's because I'm the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. Through a powerful telescope, I've observed your every action. It inspired me to play the same role here." And dude became Batman of his Earth, Planet X, by using a super powerful telescope to spy on Batman. But Zur Batman elaborates more, saying, "Like you, I have another identity, Talano, the scientist. I've even emulated your Batcave. Here is my version of the Batmobile with an automatic powered motor, and there is my Batplane." Yet again, I love how in the 50s, having an automatic powered motor as opposed to a manual or stick shift was super advanced. Zur then tells Batman, "And here is the most valuable object in my utility belt, the Bat-Radia. It issues electrical molecules that cause controlled disturbances in the atmosphere. With it, I'm able to jam atmospheric molecules, even render useless the motors of jet cars used by fleeing enemies." Zur continues to tell Batman, "Normally I receive my bat signals on this teleview screen, but I want to show you now the problem confronting my world. There are invaders from an enemy planet. They hope to defeat us, occupy our planet, and our weapons are no match for theirs." Batman asks, "But if your science, which is so far advanced, can't cope with them, how can I help?" Zur shoots Batman with his ray gun, but the bullets just bounce off of Batman. Zur tells him these bullets would destroy anybody on our planet, but they bounce off of you. He continues to tell Batman, "This is because the elements in your world make your people a race of superior creatures compared to us. Here, try bending this metal, one of the hardest alloys known to us." Batman takes it and twists it like taffy candy. But it doesn't end there. Zur says, "Come outside, I'll show you something else," asking Batman, "Jump as high as you can," as we see Batman in the sky realizing he could fly like a bird on this planet. Essentially, we come to the realization that he brought Batman here because Planet X does to Bruce what Earth does to Clark, making Bruce effectively the Superman of Planet X. As Batman is flying, Zur says, "Yes, our relatively weak gravity is no match for your Earthian muscles." Batman comes flying back down saying, "You're right. Here, on your planet, I become like my friend Superman on Earth." With Zur saying, "Which is my reason for summoning you," and none too soon, already the invasion has started. The invasion then starts and Batman, with the power of Superman, defeats an army of giant robots. Batman is then sent back home with the Bat-Radia as a gift from Zur Batman, who says it won't work in your atmosphere, but I'd like it to be in your trophy room. And there we have it, friends, the very first appearance of Zur-En-Arrh Batman. Originally, he was just a scientist from Planet X who watched and studied Batman becoming his own version of him on his Earth, and then teleported the actual Batman there to help him defeat an invasion that was about to happen on his planet. I actually like this take. Yes, it's a little corny, but it was of its time. It's fun and nostalgic, especially if you've been reading Batman for a long time. However, decades later, Grant Morrison would reinvent Zur-En-Arrh Batman, making him 100 times cooler. But first, I've always wondered what my full ancestry looked like, so a little while ago, I lent some of my DNA to today's sponsor, MyHeritage, to see where I really come from. Well, I just got my results and we're gonna open them together. I'm actually pretty freaking excited about this. If you're wondering how this is possible, MyHeritage is a leading global family history and DNA service that makes exploring your roots incredibly simple. In fact, they send you a kit with step-by-step instructions to collect the samples they need to analyze your DNA. You just swab both cheeks for 30 seconds, insert the swabs into the vials, place them in the plastic bag, insert it into the enclosed envelope, slap a stamp on it, and ship it off to their lab. And I recommend you adding a tracking option when you send for peace of mind. Anyway, the whole thing takes 2 minutes and then you'll get your results in 3 to 4 weeks. But it's been a few weeks since I sent off my DNA kit and I just got my results. So let's see what soup your boy is made of.
All right, so my MyHeritage results are in. What I've been told my whole life from my parents and my family is I'm basically like 100% Puerto Rican, Hispanic. Let's see what I actually am. 30% Iberian from Spain, 23.1% Mesoamerican, 16.7% Italian. Bro, I'm Italian. 9.9% Nigerian. That's pretty cool. All right, so it breaks down the other 20 or so percent. So Nigerian, like I just said, is 9.9%. North African, 8.5%. Kenyan, 3.9%. And West African, 2.9%. Ultimately, I am still Puerto Rican, but it's really interesting to see how all my different ancestors made what I am now, and I wouldn't suspected that they all came from these different places of the world. So this is really cool to know.
So there you have it. Like most of us, I'm essentially a hybrid. But this was stupid fun and really interesting to learn how broad my roots actually are. I highly recommend you do this for yourself. Just click the link in the description to order your DNA kit today, and if you use our coupon code COMICS, you'll get free shipping. As a bonus, you could also start a 30-day free trial of MyHeritage's best subscription for family history research. Lastly, a huge thank you to MyHeritage for making this possible. Okay, the modern version of Zur-En-Arrh Batman started being teased in Batman 655 on the 5th page of the issue. There we see Batman carrying the Joker's beaten body out of the alley with graffiti all over the walls that says Zur-En-Arrh. Then in Batman 677, the Dark Knight gets attacked by the Black Glove. For those of you who are unfamiliar with them, the Black Glove is a criminal organization led by Dr. Simon Hurt, and it is comprised of wealthy and corrupt individuals and political figures. I know, it's a real stretch. Anyway, as this is a several issue story, the sum of it is the attack from the Black Glove leads to Bruce's mind being broken due to past psychological trauma being triggered by Simon Hurt, the leader of Black Glove. Then by the end of Batman 678, we see Bruce putting together a makeshift batsuit made of colorful rags, saying it would be easier to consider this a dream, but how can I? In my hand, I hold the Bat-Radia, and I am the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. Now this is obviously a callback to the original Batman Zur-En-Arrh, same exact costume and even having a makeshift Bat-Radia. As the story continues, the crazy revelation we find out is that Batman was created as a backup personality that had been stored in Bruce's subconscious for several years. It was triggered by the phrase Zur-En-Arrh, which was said by Jezebel in the Batcave at the end of issue 677, causing Bruce to have a seizure of sorts and pass out. But it ultimately led to him becoming Zur-En-Arrh. This version of himself has a way more violent psychopathic personality, and even sees visions of Batmite that represents Bruce's last bit of sanity. Zur was eventually able to confront the Black Glove at Arkham. He also had a fight with Joker there, but he was defeated and buried alive in a straitjacket in the Arkham Asylum graveyard, as we see in Batman 681. Towards the end of Batman 681, we see Bruce's mind recovered naturally because Batman is all about overcoming the odds, especially mentally, at which point he breaks free from the grave and eliminates Zur-En-Arrh Batman from his unconscious. He then fights the Black Glove alongside Nightwing before seemingly dying in a helicopter crash while trying to stop Simon Hurt from getting away. So this gives us the modern take of Zur-En-Arrh Batman, which is way better than Zur just being a scientist from Planet X who was just a big Batman fan and modeled his life after him. This idea of Batman making a backup personality for himself if his mind was ever attacked is the most Batman thing ever and just works so well. Something that was recently brought back in Chip Zdarsky's Batman run starting in Batman 126. You see, in Batman 126, an AI robot contingency plan that Batman made for himself in case he ever went rogue was activated, and it soloed the entire Bat family, making Bruce desperate. Towards the end of the issue, Bruce goes into a secret chest in his Batcave to put on a different costume, the costume of Zur-En-Arrh Batman. That's right, Bruce got so desperate that he released Zur-En-Arrh from his subconscious to hopefully take down and defeat his failsafe. Then in the beginning of Batman 127, we see this persona of Bruce meet Robin in the Batcave saying, "I am Batman, pure and simple boy, the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. Your Batman has called me to save everyone. I'm better than Bruce. He created me within our mind." A backup version of Batman stripped free of Bruce Wayne. "I am our protection against psychological attacks. He thought rightly that I created failsafe, because he could never create the thing to stop Batman if he ever went too far. Robin asks, so you know how to stop it? Zur replies, unfortunately, I erased that memory knowing your Batman would call on me. Now, long story short, even Zur Batman was not able to defeat Failsafe. If you want to know all about that, check out our Batman Can't Stop Failsafe Complete Story episode and our Batman Breaks the Joker episode, all of which breaks down the Failsafe and Zur-En-Arrh Batman arc in great detail. In any case, come Batman 139, we see that Zur is trying to take full control of Batman's mind permanently, which happens while Batman is fighting the Joker. Ultimately, Zur does take control at the end of the issue, saying, Joker, no more victims. Tonight, I'm going to kill you. As Bruce says, no, I'm in control. But Zur tells him, you're not in control. We are. As we see, there's a multiverse of Zurs in Bruce's head. I'm not going to go into great detail about this because we literally broke all of this down in our Batman Breaks the Joker episode. But in summary, in Batman 140, we see that when Batman was hopping from universe to universe, fighting the Red Mask, Bruce's Prime Earth Zur invited all the others from the multiverse into his subconscious, with all the Zurs saying, why should we be backups? We're the strong ones. The ones who could make the world safe. Basically saying, we're going to take over and do what you could never do. Stop crime and be the perfect Batman. Then at the end of Batman 141, we see that Zur, who's now transferred his mind into Failsafe, locks Bruce in a jail cell with the Joker. Joker says, oh, good morning, sunshine. So nice of you to finally join us. He put me through the ringer. He did, your little secret Batman, your little Zur-En-Arrh. Bruce looks at him saying, I'm through with your nonsense, Joker. You knew about Zur, you knew about my mentors. It's time you told me exactly how you're involved in all of this. Joker smiles, saying, you know what, Brucey? I think I'll do exactly that. And this will lead us into Joker Year 1, which is a 3-issue story. Issue 1 of Joker Year 1 is out now, but it doesn't touch on Zur yet, so we're probably going to cover that story when all 3 issues conclude. But that is not the end of Zur for today, my friends. Nope, we have one thing left. Okay, peeps, in the backup story for Batman 141, we see Prime Zur-En-Arrh Batman get challenged for the leadership by several other Zur Batman from the multiverse inside of Failsafe's mind, which is where they're all currently residing. We're talking Zur versions of Batman Beyond, The Dark Knight Returns, Arkham Batman, 66 Batman, and more. Again, check out our episode on Batman Breaks the Joker for more details on that. But in this issue, we see Prime Zur say, years of planning and I'm finally here, in the mind of the Failsafe that I created for us. But I'm not alone. Before I focus on taking control of my new robot body, I need to prepare, as I'm not the only one who's come over. Partition the electric mind. Carve out safe spaces for the others. As he welcomes other versions of Zur Batman to their new home. But Arkham Batman replies, our new home? Then why do I feel like I'm in a cage? Prime Zur answers, we're no longer in Bruce's mind, where I was the dominant entity. A Batman plans. You know this. I'm just making sure you're kept in check, so no one gets the notion to take control of Failsafe's body. But the other versions say, we're you. We have the same goals. The eradication of crime. Even if one of us did take control, wouldn't that just prove that we're superior? That we do a better job? Isn't that what you want? What we all want? Prime Zur answers, the fact that you're there and I'm here already proves my superiority. But Batman Beyond Zur says, lucky. That's all you are. Right place, right universe. Your Bruce was the weakest, the most distracted, and then you're able to collect us because of his failures in stopping Red Mask. Lucky. At this point, Batman Beyond takes off his mask, revealing an old Bruce Wayne as he challenges Prime Zur, with Prime saying, you're a survivor because you gave up and handed the mantle over to a child. You want to be in charge? Take it from me. At which point he starts fighting, and at first, old Bruce gets the upper hand, saying, I know how it feels being in over your head, knowing so much, but not everything. Not yet. But Prime Zur gets back up, pissed off, breaking old Bruce's arm, saying, I'm in charge, but we're still in this together. The plan is still the same. We clean up this universe and then fix yours. I promise you this, your final home isn't in this metal body. You'll be free soon enough and let loose to save the world. This is a really cool backstory. We get to see all these versions of Batman challenging each other because remember, they're all Batman, just from different realities, so of course they all want to be in charge. And Zur Arkham Batman did bring up a good point, saying we all have the same goal, so does it really matter if another one of us took control? It would just prove we're superior. But Prime Batman proves that no matter how many other versions of Batman there are in the multiverse, you will always be the best and most superior, even if we're talking Zur Batman. I'm extremely curious to see what happens to all these other Zurs when the story concludes, and if they'll be separated from Failsafe and return back to their own realities, or has Bruce figured out a way to eliminate the subconscious of his and the other Batman from the multiverse permanently? He's realizing quickly that the Failsafe he created for his unconscious, aka Zur, is more dangerous than valuable, because now his Failsafe Zur created the Failsafe AI, and both of them are teaming up and now coming after him. I just can't wait to see how Batman defeats his own contingency plan, because it's essentially Batman versus an army of himself, which is like a Batman's fan fever dream. Gotta love it. But what do you guys think of Zur-En-Arrh Batman? It's crazy that he started way back in the 50s as a one-off character, but then decades later, Grant Morrison decided to bring the concept back and modernize it, making it one of the most fascinating aspects of the character, as it literally deals with Batman's psychology. Then Chip Zdarsky took that one step further, making Batman create a contingency plan for Batman if he ever went rogue, aka creating failsafe. I'm very curious to see where this current arc ends and what it sets up for this version of Batman in the future. Anyway, let us know if you dig the subconscious lunatic side of Batman's psyche in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics.